Hey guys, it's Gummo here with my second game of Winter Carnage 2014. This one's going to be a mirror match, Empire versus Empire. The scenario is Dawn Attack. Not too bad in deployment. Everything was in the center except for my engineer out on the left. So I ended up with my the artillery out there, and then the demis, the Hurricaneum, and then in the center there the large block of halberds with my BSB Witch Hunter Metal Mage in there. Some archer detachments at the back there with my level 2 of light. Then my general on the war altar and some more archers. My level 1 of light, the steam tank, and out the right flank is my 2 vanilla knights. So my opponent's Empire army. This is going off memory now after a week. So he had he got everything in the center as well, except for one unit of demigriffs. So in the center there is, I think it was 10 or 11 inner circle knights. He's got his BSB in there, and then he had another small unit of knights, 2 wide, with a level 4 of life in there. Then he's got 4 demigriffs, and then behind that heals the Hurricaneum and his war altar. And then he's got a small block of spearmen, it's probably like about 30 or so. Level 2 of light, I think, in there. Steam tank in front, has a cannon, and over on his left flank, he rolled a 1 for that, was another 4 demigriffs. So, going to be a bit of a challenge. It's level, it's same sort of list. He's got more demis than me. The big killer, I think, is he can heal his steam tank, so this is going to be hard. So pretty much I send my vanilla knights off over to the right. I guess what they were trying to do is deal with that set of demis over there, maybe make them go to, sort of just take them off for a little bit, then hopefully, get some magic up to take out the rest of his higher armor saved units. So I move up a little bit, not a whole lot. Just a shot there, looking down. I think so. Yeah, you can. There they are. You can see my vanilla knights going out the side. They've got some dangerous terrain. Lost one of them already. Just trying to sort of bit of a decoy. Hopefully you'll go for it. Got a couple of wounds off, I think, on his steam tank and shooting with my steam tank. He's deployed so my cannon can't see him, and everything of his is out of range my Hellblaster, so it's a bit of a waste. Just to show, in Magic too, I took out a couple of his Inner Circle Knights. Actually, it was probably about a handful, actually. It wasn't too bad. So going into his turn, he's just moved his demigriffs up. I think he slides his Knights units over a little bit to his left, but not a whole lot of movement. Unfortunately, in his magic, for me anyway, unfortunately in his magic phase, he gets a couple of life spells off, ends up healing his steam tank. This is the problem, and I think he even gets regrowth or something off on those knights that I took about 5 out. So pretty much he's back to full strength. And yeah, and his shooting ends up putting 4 wounds on my steam tank. So yeah, already going to be misfiring on turn 2. So I just go full pelt for that building in the middle. We're playing that as a building. It's the watchtower from game 1. And send my knights over that river. It actually ends up being a river of light. I think it gives me fast protection on my demigriffs, but they'd take a wound from dangerous terrain as well. I don't think my steam tank did anything because it probably misfired. And yeah, he didn't take the bait, so his other demis out just heading for the centre. So my knights are confused now. They just reform and face around to try to get a side charge off at some point. At this point, I'm sort of confused as what to do. So going into his turn, he sends that demigriff unit straight into my other set of knights there. No, he's not worried about a flank charge at all. Not sure what. Oh yes, and then he gets dwellers off and takes out most of my halberdiers. So that's great. I did manage to keep all my characters alive, which was good. Gets through, probably through magic or something. Or one set of shooting with his cannon, gets up to 6 wounds, and then finishes it off with the other cannon. So turn two, and I've lost my steam tank. Okay, I've skipped a. Sorry about that. I think I've skipped a slide somewhere, or missed one. In any case, yeah, these knights went into, these demigryphs went into my knights, killed them, and reforms. Into my phase, so my turn, Empire turn 3. Halberds go into the building there. At the top of the screen there, you can see he had moved his BSB into that small unit of knights, and so I sent my unit of knights there into his flank there, just to, I think I'd already got a wound on him or something from something. I can't remember what it was. We just hope that, maybe I can score a wound, knock out his BSB. Shooting, I take a couple of demis off there on that unit. But yeah, didn't really accomplish a whole lot more. So he's turn 3, in come the demigryphs. So I've deployed my wizards now as chaff, and he goes into it. And I whiff up the top with my knight units. He's just whittling them down now. I wasn't able to beat his BSB, and now he's beating me up. And yes, in combat he kills that light wizard, overruns into my mage. I mean, just before this is too, just if you're wondering about why I'm not casting any spells, I think I rolled like 1s and 2s for magic phases for most of it. So my metal magic, I was actually quite sort of excited to use it, and yeah, it failed me big time. So my turn 4, I send my buff wagons into his demis, just trying to do anything. Actually, and at the top you can see my demigryphs have gone up onto the hill. I'm basically making him charge me with his buff wagons. If he doesn't, I'll go into his unit there with his level 4. And in this combat, yeah, he takes out, I think he did like 4 wounds to my Hurricaneum, sent it fleeing. My wizards flee, but obviously my Archlector hangs around there, so the demis can't pursue. And then going into his turn, yeah, he sends his Hurricaneum up into the side of my demigryphs, and his steam tank in. I don't know if the steam tank actually fully made it in there, because in the next turn you'll see my demis are still there, so he must have got rid of them. I think he's just moving his life wizard and knights out of range of those demigryphs. He's really he's got me. There's not much I can do here, and he breaks my Archlector in combat, so it starts running. He's actually killed my Archlector there, and without that stubborn leadership 4 or 5 or whatever it is, it runs away. Does get away, which is good. Yeah, so this is, for some reason I thought he got my demigryphs, but it looks like he didn't. So they end up holding, and we end up running out of time. So it was pretty uneventful in that sense. Losing my steam tank straight away. I ended up going down after comp 6 to 14. Going into it, I thought, initially when I saw it was an Empire, I went, oh, that's good, I've got metal magic, it'd be good. But yeah, seeing he's got Law of Life, it's just too good for the steam tanks, just one-on-one like they were. He was always going to win that one. My artillery was just totally ridiculously deployed out there. I did it because the engineer was there, but in hindsight, I don't think he was going to come over that river anyway, and he was going to probably camp behind that hill, so probably should have deployed them in a better position. I don't know, maybe I should have camped, but it would have ended up even more of a sort of standoffish game, because we weren't really going at each other, so that's why I moved forward, and it cost me. But anyway, he was a good opponent. Jerry, he ended up coming third, I think. So yeah, he's a good player. So learn a few things, and I'll tweak my list for next time, and hopefully get some better luck with the magic phases. It was quite bad in this game. But anyway, short and sweet, and I'll see you next time.